German Chancellor Olaf Scholz was in Ukraine visiting Kyiv for the very first time in nearly 2.5 years. His last visit to Kyiv came shortly after the war had begun. It was a surprise visit and the timing itself raises some speculation on the actual purpose. On the face of it, the visit is an outreach and assurance of support to Ukraine. Scholz and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reviewed military drones manufactured by Ukrainian as well as German producers at an exhibition center. Use of German technology in Ukrainian drones was the focus. Scholz also promised 650 million euros, that's about $680 million of new military aid for Kyiv. He assured also that Berlin would remain Ukraine's biggest backer in Europe at a volatile moment in the war.
The determined fight against Russian aggression is one side of the coin, and the other is exploring paths that can lead to a fair, just and lasting peace for Ukraine. We both today talked about this in detail. Vladimir, how you can achieve this from a position of strength, and one thing is clear. Nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. I will not allow decisions to be made over the heads of Ukrainians. Russia cannot impose a dictated peace on Ukraine.
During a joint press briefing after the bilateral meeting with Scholz, Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russia should go to hell.
What Russia should do, preferably go to hell. If you ask me, it is necessary for them to simply realize that what they are doing, killing us, and we are defending and fighting the enemy. And so far, our plans have not changed. We want to be stronger so that this year, in 2025, the war ends. I apologize for the undiplomatic language.
On the other side of the front line, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was hosting his Hungarian counterpart in Moscow. There he said that Russia is ready for honest negotiations.
We are ready for honest negotiations, as President Putin said. However, he advised Zelensky's masters to first force him to cancel the decree that bans negotiations with Putin's government. But we are ready for negotiations if they will be conducted on the basis of a comprehensive consideration of the legitimate interests of each party.
Not to be missed, however, is the fact that Olaf Scholz's visit comes amid multiple domestic and geopolitical developments around the Russia-Ukraine war. There are rising fears about the future as US President-elect Donald Trump returns to the White House. There's concern that Germany will be left to take on a far bigger share of the war effort if Trump carries out his threat to reduce support for Kyiv. Then Scholz's visit comes as he starts his own election campaign at home. His government has collapsed and he faces a tough battle for re-election at a snap vote in February. Scholz's record in supporting Ukraine has been under scrutiny. On one hand, there are voters who want him to do more to help Kyiv. On the other, a section of voters want Germany to pull back from sending weapons to Ukraine. Germany had refused Taurus cruise missiles for Ukraine, something which Scholz's opposition in Germany has been pushing for. Last month, Scholz also became Ukraine's first ally to speak to Russian President Vladimir Putin, supposedly to urge for negotiations. The call had expectedly angered Kyiv, as it was seen as weakening Europe's attempts to isolate the Russian president. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.